Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube. My name is SeaRaptor, and today we're bringing you a battle report from the bridge of Tier 9 Pan-Asian destroyer Chung Mu. Raptor, why are you playing a Pan-Asian destroyer? Well, Chung Mu is in the Pan-Asian tech tree, but she's actually an American destroyer. That's right, kids. Chung Mu is a Fletcher. This is essentially the Pan-Asian version of the Tier 9 American destroyer, USS Fletcher. And anybody who knows me, spent time on the channel, spent time with me on Twitch, spent time with me in Discord, knows that I am a Fletcher fanboy. For my money, Fletcher is one of the best, most well-rounded destroyers in all of World of Warships. I could play this ship forever and never be bored. Chung Mu is the Pan-Asian version, which means she has two or three significant differences. The first is in her consumables. You see there on the bottom, I have smoke and engine boost. Whereas if this were a Fletcher, I would probably have smoke and defensive fire. Pan-Asian destroyers don't have access to that defensive fire consumable. They do have access to the radar consumable in that middle slot where I have smoke, but I've opted for the smoke here instead. Taking radar, she might play a little more like USS Black, the premium Tier 9 American destroyer. Also, her detection is a little better than Fletcher's, not much, but a little bit better, and her torpedoes are deep water torpedoes, meaning they can only hit enemy cruisers, battleships, and aircraft carriers. They cannot torpedo enemy destroyers. So, spawning here on Northern Lights, I'm pushing up, going to work the bottom end of the decap, trying to do what a destroyer does early, right? I've looked at the enemy team. I don't see any radar. That's always a good sign. The Zed could be a little bit of a problem. And, of course, there's the Jutland. The Jutland outguns me in a gunfight. I have to be a little cagey with this guy right now, but I do outspot him, or at least it's pretty close in terms of spotting. Right now, my main goal is just to try to keep him lit, keep him from capping. But he's got a buddy there. The Z-23 pops up astern of me, and now this is not really looking good for me. I don't know that I can win this as a gunfight, exactly. The Jutland starts to smoke, but he joggles his throttle a bit, slows down, speeds up. I don't get much off of him there before he ducks behind the island. I do manage to get one quick last reset in there, but that is about it. Instead, I start taking pot shots at the Atago. Now, as this game unfolds, one of the things that you're going to notice is that I'm not going to do a whole lot of damage. I'm going to spend most of my game fighting enemy destroyers. But in the course of doing that, I'm going to have a big impact on how the game unfolds. One of the things that I think a lot of destroyer players get caught up in, they get caught up in sometimes losing sight of the goal. The goal is to win the game. And very commonly, as we see here, this is a domination game. Domination game frequently turns on the capture points. So if I have the ability to work capture points early and contest capture points, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not necessarily here for the damage. Now the Buffalo, my friendly Buffalo over the 9 line, popped his radar there, caught me a glimpse of the Jutland, spooked him. I started firing, he started firing, everybody started firing, then he gets lit, and I managed to reset all the cap points right before he was about to cap the decap. But again, he's still got friends over here. He's got the Zed, he's still got the Atago behind him, there's a Sovietsky Soyuz somewhere off to the north that I can't see, I just know he's back there. So for me, this is just about continuing to work the bottom end of this cap and just contest, right? Not let them get it for free. Now, I'm a little frustrated, though. We've pushed a lot of force over onto the 2-3 line as a team. I've kind of got this Iowa here, kind of, right behind me on the 7 line. But the Buffalo, the Gneisenau, and the Isashio can't help me. The Buffalo is taking up a decent position. He's able to radar. He's able to point his guns in this direction. And he kind of has to stay sheltered from the Georgia that's trying to push down there, push down that line as well. But I'm kind of alone, and I get a little frustrated by it. The Jutland, again, we catch each other, face-spotting each other at point-blank range here. I blow that salvo horribly. Really, really irritated myself. I needed that damage, and I didn't get it. One nice thing about the Pan-Asian smoke is that it's quick reloading. It's not like super short, super fast reloads like the British, but it does have fairly quick reloads for its duration. You might notice in that exchange, the enemy Jutland there wiped out one of my torpedo launchers. My forward torpedo launcher is actually... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Torpedoes to port. Come on, joggle that throttle. Joggle that throttle. Ah. All's good. All's good. We're good. But anyways, I lost one of my torpedo launchers in that engagement, and I'm really torqued off about this, right? Because I keep looking across their team, seeing all these battleships, all these heavy cruisers, like, man, I'm going to get some good use out of these torpedoes, and then just, no, it's not going to happen. So, but again, the Iowa's kind of up here, and what turns out to happen here, I'm out of my smoke. I don't want to sit in there. I push up, and oh look, the Z has decided to come back up. Now, what I think he's trying to do, he knows the Iowa's there. I think he's trying to push up for a torp run on the Iowa, but he doesn't notice me at first. The Jutland certainly does, but now I've got this Z at literally like knife range. The Iowa takes a huge chunk out of him. My guns, honestly, are better for this kind of engagement than his, and he's should be. Why am I not hydroed? Why am I not hydroed? Zed, what are you doing? He finally, right here, pops his hydro too late. But it's too late. His gimmick was not enough to save him because he waited for it too long. Or it was on cooldown, I don't know. But with a little bit of help from our friendly Iowa, one destroyer down. Now, as a team, we're doing very well. We're up 2 ships. We're down a cap, but that's okay early on. They're not getting this decap for free, not while I'm here. But I've also been just super... Here I am, I'm at 40% HP. I've killed a Zed. The Jutland will just heal up and come back. I'm really frustrated at my team, right? Like, I feel like I'm the only one over here doing anything. I look at the map and I realize that they're trying to push forces through the B cap. Now, this feels too early for them to be attempting this, but look at the Moss. Look at what he's doing. He's just plowing south, presumably trying to get a torpedo angle on either the Jean Bart or our Iowa. I don't know which, but I'm not having any of this. I can absolutely beat this clown in a gunfight, so you bet your butt I'm going after him. He smokes up. I'm spotting him, right? Like, I was spotting him. He didn't know that I was here. And so at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to let him have the decap. I'd rather go over here, pick up this. It's not going to be a free kill, but it's going to be a simple kill for me to get over here and knock this Moss off the board, especially since the Iowa and the Jean Bart both know he's there. They'll be providing a little bit of help. The Buffalo has retreated just far enough to keep his radar on the decap, so he's keeping them out of the cap. He's keeping them honest. But still, no one owns that particular cap. I have a lot of base defense ribbons. So here we go now. We're in the engagement with the Moss. He's spotted. I think the Jean Bart has him spotted as well. So this guy has basically nowhere to run. His smoke is up. He used it a second ago. He might be trying to turn back into it, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. Somebody takes a big chunk out of him. I don't know if it was the Iowa or the Jean Bart. Might have been. There's another destroyer over there shooting at him as well. But, yeah, he's not going to make it. Oh, I missed another salvo. But there he goes, finally.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
So now they're down to just the Kidda, which is in their A cap, face-to-face with an Akatsuki and very low on HP. And, of course, the Jutland that we left behind at D. And as far as I'm concerned, the Jutland can have that cap. I can't go back over there. He's got a Soyuz and a Tago plus the Jutland. I'll just get wrecked if I go back over there. That's not happening. Not right now, anyway. Indianapolis took a pot shot before my gun bloom disappeared. Didn't come up with anything. I'm out of his radar range, so I'm not super concerned about being spotted back here. Akatsuki's now contesting the A-cap. That's good for us. We still haven't... I'm assuming that Kitakaze is just sitting in smoke up there. I don't know. I can't... Obviously, you know, with my limited vision range, I don't have any idea what's going on that end of the map. But with the Indianapolis pushed out of position, I've got a battleship backing me up. There we go. I'm really, really hoping this Iowa will take a pot shot on the Indianapolis. I'm calling for fire on him here. But it looks like he'd already put shells out on the room. Yep, the Indianapolis did have his radar up, but it expires right as I come into range, and there's jack crap he can do about it now. So now there's nothing they can prevent. There's nothing here to prevent me from capping. They can't stop it. I'll just move up in here and grab B. It'll take a little bit of time. And it looks like the Z-46 there on my port side is going to come with me. Continue to spot these cruisers. I really want this Iowa to blap one of these guys off the face of the planet. He's got a decent shot at either one of them. Just friggin' pick one, dude, you know? Again, we're up 3 ships. I'm not doing that badly. And now we're into the cap. So this will flip. That Zed's going to come in, so it'll flip faster. One of the things about this game is that I spend most of my time fighting in and around cap circles, right? Which as a destroyer should be the goal. In a perfect game, that's what you do. It doesn't always work out that way, of course. But that's really the best use of my time, especially in this ship. It'd be great to be able to get out and get some torpedoes on battleships. You know, these deep water torpedoes are really, really good for that sort of thing, but given the early destroyer advantage that we've racked up and everything, that's really the best thing I can be doing. The Jutland and the Otago have now pushed down the A78 line through the D cap, trying to flank our Iowa. They don't have torpedo angles on the Iowa because he's got an island over there. And the Jutland has now decided he wants out. I threw a salvo. The Z46 threw a salvo. We know he's there. His smoke is short duration. These torps are actually for the Otago, so don't mock me. I know better than to think these are going to hit. These are going to hit the Jutland. I'm just really throwing out these out there speculative. I'm not expecting to get a whole lot out of them. Jutland is sitting in smoke, so I can take these. Or he was. Nope, he's not now. He's out of his smoke cloud now, so they can see me. But on 1200 HP, I absolutely have to be taking these shots on this Otago. I mean, look at that, 300 HP. Come on, we got to get this guy off the board. He needs to die. There we go. The Jutland, I should have no business getting into a long-range gun duel with the Jutland, especially since he has a heal, but I have friends down here, and he doesn't, so this is not a gunfight I'm necessarily upset about. It's the sort of thing that you would never court or accept this kind of an engagement early in a match because of his heal gives him a huge advantage. Plus, he has more barrels than I do and a higher cyclical rate of fire. However, this late in a game, I've got a little bit of backup. He doesn't have anything. I'm actually okay with this engagement. Keeps pressure on him, keeps forcing him to make decisions. He's turning back in now, seeming like he's going to charge the B cap. I'm not sure. We're only up 2 ships now, but we finally have a cap advantage 12 minutes of the game have gone. I outspot him. That is one thing, or at least we're close enough that I can get up here and probably get enough shells downrange on him before he's able to do much about it. There he is on 200 HP. I should be able to get this one stinking shell will end him. And there we go. With all the enemy destroyers dead, my job here is largely complete. I'm not going to be able to push a radar cruiser. I might be able to get some torpedoes on this Soyuz, so let's go for it. Push back up into the B cap and let's see if we can work a torpedo angle. Especially since this Iowa seems like I think he's going to die. He certainly looks like he's going to keep charging until he's dead because he's burning in like 7 places. So he does take the Indianapolis with him though, so that feels good. If I had more health, I might try some kind of crazy suicide torpedo run against the Soyuz, but it's not going to happen because I just don't have the HP for it. He doesn't know we're here, so we'll throw these out there speculatively, see what'll happen. And since I've got nothing else better to do here, I might as well, you know what? Start farming this guy for damage. They're down to 2 ships. The Hood is leaving A studiously as quickly as he can. And then this Soyuz, who's not going to be able to come into this cap. I'm going to smoke up here and just camp out. Pitch a tent, farm me some damage, kids. Just like you do. So on the whole, like this kind of a game is not an amazing, stellar damage game. But it's about picking and choosing your battles, the timing of those battles, dependent on what teammates you have around, and not foolishly, foolhardily, crazily courting an engagement that is unfavorable to you at the outset. I see too many destroyers do this, right? They'll take their Minakaze and they'll willingly get in a gunfight with a Farragut in 2 minutes into a game. That's insane, right? If it's 15 minutes into a game and the Farragut, you have a huge health advantage over the Farragut, all right, well, that's a gunfight I feel okay about. But in the early going of a match, as a destroyer, you got to know your ship, you got to pick and choose your battles much, much more carefully. Anyway, guys, wanted to just show you that quick replay, a little bit of learning, a little bit of a showcase of Chung Mu there. Not a high damage game, but a high impact game because of my ability to just stay in, hang near cap circles, manage my health and my smoke, and not throw my ship away needlessly. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. I've got at least one more replay coming up on the channel in the same vein this week with Premium Destroyer Z39, so hope you'll stay tuned for that. Anyways, be safe out there, take care, and I'll catch you next time.